All right, every year, the Ridgefield Playhouse, in conjunction with the Hillside Food Outreach and Bernie Williams, do this charity softball game, followed by a concert with Bernie Williams at the Playhouse. Last year, I was lucky enough to be a part of it. I played on against Bernie, and the fact is that I went 4 for 4, and I had a walk-off single to
Again with the story?
To win the game. It was my greatest athletic achievement. So Bernie called the show this morning, and I gave it to him. Welcome back, New York Yankee legend Bernie Williams. Hey, Bernie.
Hey, Bernie.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're doing peachy.
We're doing great. My first question is, I have to ask you, how do you show your face in this town after what I did to you last year?
Hey, I've been training the whole year for this.
Yeah. 2 out, 2 on, bottom of the ninth. I walk up to the plate, and he walks up to me and goes, "You're not going to get a hit." And what did I do? I walked you off, Bernie. I walked you off.
This sounds so messed up.
Hey, Bernie, you know how many times I've heard that story?
Yeah,
God.
I know. I'm pretty sure you have.
I've actually retired from athletics since that. I'll never play again. 4 for 4, and I beat you, the great Yankee legend.
Yeah, well, you know, in any given day, anything can happen.
And what are you doing with Gottlieb on your team? He terrible.
He's good.
He's terrible.
He's a good player. He's the best player we had.
I heard you got Jim Laird's playing this year.
Yeah, Jim Laird. I think he has a bum shoulder, so
that's fair.
I don't know. We're the walking wounded out there.
Yeah, really.
Now, you're what is Steve to you? Is he your manager, a publicist, agent? What is he?
He's a jack of all trades. He does everything, man. He's my right hand, my left hand. He does everything.
I hear he's been doing push-ups.
Yeah, he's
in shape for this game.
He's very intense about this game.
He's working out for me, too. Actually, he's a good runner, too, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he had a good game last year. It was just unfortunate that we couldn't come up with a win. But.
That's right. Well, sometimes you run up against me and think, things happen. I got to ask you, since we have you on the phone, what's going on with the Yankees right now is, I think, amazing. I think what Brian Cashman did, the Yankee fans were not trained to think like we got to rebuild, but Yankee fans were ready for this. And you bring up some young guys, and this Gary Sanchez. What are your thoughts about 11 home runs in 22 games?
I think it's a great breath of fresh air to the team and the situation. What was happening this year, and perhaps maybe a couple of years in the making. I remember us back in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. Brought a young group of guys, and we have to take the team and make it our own. And I think these guys are trying to do the same thing, and the best thing that could happen to the team right now.
Yeah, it really is a breath of fresh air to watch this team, these young guys come up, and then there's all these young guys, prospects that were brought into the farm system that we're going to see in the future. So it really is exciting stuff. We got to ask you about Doc Gooden. Darryl Strawberry comes out and publicly questions Doc's health. Doc reacted in a very negative way and said he's not on drugs again. His son wrote an open letter. I believe it was to the New York Post or the Daily News, begging his father to get help. What are your thoughts on Doc?
Well, I think he needs our support. It's a very touchy situation because obviously it's a very important thing that's happening to him right now. He's been struggling with it, through his whole life, and it's a situation that he is the one that has to go out there and make it happen, and we can't do it for him. I think whatever he's going through, he is definitely in our prayers, and hopefully for a good outcome to this whole situation. I know that he knows that he has a lot of people that are supporting him, including his family and his friends. We just want the best for him, and to get him through this situation with the best possible outcome. So I am praying for him and praying for his family, and praying that this it has a good outcome.
Bernie Williams joining the Ethan and Lou show. Bernie, the Yankee organization got a lot of criticism for the way they handled Alex Rodriguez's exit. Do you think they handled it fairly?
Well, I don't know. I think, he was in a really, really complicated situation with the team. I knew that, there was some issues about his contract and his performance and everything that had to do with that. I think that, he was able to come to an agreeable situation with them. And it was really, 2 years ago, he had a really hard situation with them in which he had involved like some legal matters with the whole team. And it seems like he had everybody in their sights. He had a really, really good bounce back year after that. But I think, at his age and, obviously the way that he was performing, the Yankees knew that they couldn't fight, his situation, his contract situation in court. So I think, they did the best that they could with the situation that they had. And I think, Alex will be pretty happy with what the outcome is. He still gets, the rest of his salary, and he gets to be involved with the team. I think it's probably as amicable as it could happen at this time.
Bernie Williams joining the show. This is exciting. You do a lot of great work for the Hillside Food Outreach, and it's an exciting day coming up at the Ridgefield Playhouse. Tell everybody about the entire event. It's a day and night thing.
It is. It turns out to be a fairly long day, but we do it with a lot of love, and very excited about, having this day. We've done it for, the last 3 or 4 years, probably even longer, and I get a chance to invite, some of my good teammates, former teammates, and a couple of other celebrities, in the game. Start a softball game, and we play against, a team assembled by the Ridgefield Playhouse and the Hillside Food Outreach. Usually have a lot of, like firemen and police officers, from the community. And we play against it. We haven't really win a game, the last 3 or 4 years. So we are looking for a turnaround thing going for this year. We're trying to get a win. But other than that, it turns out to be a great day. A lot of people show up. And after that, we go to sound check around 5 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, we have a concert with my band at the Playhouse. Which it's always a good time. Got a great music and a great band, and it seems like every year it gets even stronger. So it's a great day.
As a Yankee, you should know that winning starts with great scouting. You understand? And you didn't scout correctly because you put me on the other team. You understand?
That is true. I think we may have to talk a little bit of some trade talk on the other team. Maybe we can get you to the Empire this year.
All right.
So, I tell you, Bernie, Hillside Food Outreach, we did a big fundraiser called Dancing with Our Stars. You're probably aware of the fundraiser.
Yes.
In accordance with Arthur Murray, and my wife and I danced in that.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. They raised a ton of money, and it got my wife and I to thinking, now we deliver food once a month in the Danbury area for Hillside Food Outreach. And I tell you, it gives you just a really different perspective when you drop off this food.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was the first thing, excuse me, that I started doing when Kathy Yerkes went into our church a lot of years ago. And we had, the Yankees involved at the time. And that was my first job, just delivering food. We had a couple of clients that me and my family were delivering food to. And it gives you a different perspective, and then what are the things that are important in life, about giving and giving hope to a lot of these families that are falling through the cracks, and putting, the basic needs, food on the table. I mean, it has to be so frustrating to a family not to be able to put food on the table on a consistent basis for the family. So I think what we do is important, and it's so taken for granted. Sometimes in the community you can't really fathom people that are going through situations like this, but they're happening, and the demand obviously is growing because obviously financial times and hard times are falling into a lot of people. So it's a great thing that this foundation and this organization is doing. So let's support it.
There you go, Bernie Williams. It's a great thing that you're doing, and you get to be a part of it. Just go to ridgefieldplayhouse.org. You get all the information that you want there. You can go see the game, you go see the concert, and money going to the Hillside Food Outreach.
Awesome.
Bernie, always a pleasure to have you on the show, and thank you for doing all this.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. God bless, and have a blessed day.
Thank you, Bernie. Take care.
You too, man.
Great number 51.
Go to
there.
ridgefieldplayhouse.org.
Right, now here's the deal.
Ticket information. Yeah.
If you would like to play on Bernie's team, we're going to auction off a spot on his team.
Okay.
We got $500 last year. Like to go a lot more than
So we're
that.
going to start the bidding at $500.
Right, we're going to start at $500. You get a spot on Bernie's team for the softball game. Plus, you get a jersey with your number of your choice on it, a hat, and the VIP package to pre-concert reception, and then the best seats, some of the best seats in the house at the Ridgefield Playhouse that night for Bernie and his band.
That's a great deal. So you can call us at 203-775-9595.
All right, it's 8:56. You got Ethan and Lou here.